Hey,
Hi.
there you go. I
How
don't
are
know what
you?
was going on. I kept pushing the button like I don't know what's going on here.
Instagram be playing.
Yeah, I'm technology challenged anyway.
Really? I would have never guessed.
I'm just starting this. I got my young men in here helping me out.
That's what's up.
So how are you?
I'm good. You know what? I'm mixed, man. It's a lot going on. I was really feeling okay for a second. And then I think just as a collective, with all that's going on in the world, just in general, we all kind of was finding some peace in there. But as a collective, I think just as a country, just suddenly, I think we feel a kind of a spirit of heaviness. I kind of woke up with the day before yesterday, so I'm not going to front like I usually. I'm pretty positive. I know I stay positive, but can I be honest with you?
Yeah, of course you can. That's what this is all about. Be honest.
Let me tell you something. So what I've been doing for kind of like therapy besides therapy is planting. I've been out every once in a while. I go to a farmer or a place where they got a nursery and I pick up some plants. So if you look around my place, it looked like a grown-up tree house, right? And so I'm always playing in dirt. People make fun of me to be dirt, like by my car, whatever the case may be. So today I'm making a quick shopping trip, but I went to the store that was 20 miles away because I knew they was going to have this bamboo gate that I want. I was going to build a bamboo gate today. Because I need my peace, right? The world is crazy. Right. I got to do something to stay focused. So I'm driving out of the store. I get my bamboo gate. I get my ceramic pots. I'm good. A young sister gets in her car. It's a white truck. She gets in her car, and she's driving away. Another woman pulls her car into a parking space, and the sister gets out of her car. And as soon as the lady comes out of her car, the sister goes and she assaults the woman.
Oh, Lord.
It's crazy. Now, immediately, each of us have a reaction. We have a feeling. We have a response. We have how you said, oh, Lord. Like, it happens so quickly. You kind of have your own very personal reaction. So the crazy part of it is, with this spirit of heaviness, with all that's going on in the world, we tend to try and feel what we think we're supposed to feel. Whatever is the collective emotion, I'm gonna tap into that because it's the only emotion I'm allowed to have. Otherwise, I'm not a part. I'm separate.
Yeah.
And so in that moment, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't mad at Shorty. There was a part of me that said, I feel the same way. And I had my bamboo stick. I had my ceramic pots I was going to play. I just got a new plant. I was going to go home and make some soil, pot it up, have a glass of shot, and then go to bed. But a part of me really felt for my sister she's enraged. So, of course, so first thing I say is, God, why would you allow me to see that? Why does that now have to be a part of an experience that I have to either share or digest? Like, how is this for me? This was minutes before I'm set to come and talk with you.
Oh,
so
wow.
I said, you can't possibly think that I'm going to admit that on tonight's interview. You can't possibly think, God, that I'm going to have something to say. Why you... The other side of me drives past this woman, the white lady.
Yeah.
And the white lady is on her phone and she's shaking, and she's doing something in her phone. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm Christian first. I'm black and I'm Christian at the very same time.
Yeah.
As much as I felt for Shorty, because I did, I mean, a part of my soul was probably with her. Like, the part of what was happening was probably with her. Like, I probably contributed to her energy in some kind of a way from just the thoughts that I've been having. But with this woman, I said, did you know that girl? She said, no, I had no idea who she is. I said, that was a random incident? She said, I understand what you are going through. Whoa. First of all, right? We all have the same, first of all.
Right.
Second of all, we probably all have the same, second of all. Third of all, wow, she's really upset. I get it, she said. I get it. And you see how I'm like not yelling, but yelling?
Yeah.
You know, when we yell, I understand what you got, like that, that's how we yell. She was doing it exactly how I understand, hands in the air. And then she said, I get it. And she said, it's okay. It's okay that happened. It's okay. Wow. She said, I'm not calling the police. She said, it's okay. I understand. She said, we have to get through this together.
Oh, wow.
See how you said, oh, wow? I said the same thing. I said the same thing. I said, oh, wow. I didn't have many words. I usually have words for people. I usually have, like, you know, Jesus say something, a Bible scripture, something, a lyric, a song.
Something, right.
I didn't have words because as sorry as I was that she was assaulted, is as sorry as I am that we're assaulted repeatedly. Yeah. And I'm equally uncomfortable. Absolutely. Today I learned, because I've been thinking, you know, like all of us, what is the answer? What do we do? What is this all? How do we? If there's not enough spiritual leadership, then there'll be spiritual and emotional unrest. And if there's not enough political leadership, then there'll be political unrest. It's gonna take leadership on many planes. Absolutely. In order for us to find balance. But I think part of it is about balance. I think a lot of times we struggle trying to figure out what's my voice in this moment? Who am I in this moment? Am I the one who's marching? Am I the one who's doing a prayer on my Facebook? Am I the one who leads a meditation? Do I do yoga for peace? Do I march on the stage? Like, which one do I do? Mm. And as painful and as uncomfortable as that experience was, it was a lesson to me that it is going to require balance, and all of us finding where we belong in the balance. I publicly, 4 years ago, again 6 years ago, regular. This is a thing that when you're in the industry for 14 years, there's going to be times where you have moments where you say, where do I contribute? How do I contribute? Yeah, yeah. But at this level of maturity, after all I've learned and all I've seen, and what I saw today was like a cap, mm-hmm. I'm thinking that it's not just about one person doing it all. It's about all people doing it together. Together. So I ain't mean to start with that, but it was heavy on my chest.
You know, and that's why I wanted to have this conversation with you, you know, and I want this to be positive. I don't want anybody to come in here bashing Chrisette for a mistake that she made. This is my friend. She is a human being. We've all made mistakes. And there's plenty of people that have done far worse that we turn a side eye to. We act like we're blinded by it, and we still support these people. So I didn't come here to tear you down in any respect. I want to respect you. I want to show you love for the things that you have done and for being able to admit your fault and learn from it. And the other day, you were such a blessing to me when I saw you. And I said, wow, look how positive she is. Look at the light that she's giving off. So, you know, I wanted to invite you to have a conversation with me because I think that your testimony can be helpful to so many people. You know, what we go through, we should talk about so we can be a blessing, particularly in these times that we're dealing with right now with the pandemic. And, you know, all the other things that's happening with our Black people, you know, and just the divide all across the board that's happening in our country and within the world. So, you know, I wanted to start by asking you, you know, I want you to touch on some of the things that you actually went through as a human being when we're dealing with this thing called cancel culture, where everybody decided all the greatness that you did, all of a sudden we canceled Chrisette Michele.
Mm-hmm.
What type of effects did that have on your life?
Essentially, it showed me, and it's years later, so it's multifaceted. In the very beginning, I kind of got quiet and introspective, and I became also very observant of Black people, because we were calling ourselves a community. So I was looking to see what it meant to be a community.
Yeah.
And I was studying cultures of Black people and then subcultures, and really taking out the time to see what I understand about the community and what I don't. Places I've been in the community, places I haven't. When you take out the time to travel around the country many times over and around the world, you don't decompartmentalize as quickly, because you never want to feel like you're leaving anybody out.
Mm-hmm.
So I took out the time to decompartmentalize everybody. And then on paper, not recorded, but in my journal, I began to write to each culture within the community and tell them what I want to say. And the more I began to write and think about each individual type of city, government, each type of system, whether it be an oppressed system that oppresses us, or another type of system that teaches us a little bit more freedom. Maybe it's a system that's kind of run more by us, whatever the case may be. The more I realize that it's a life work, and that you don't give up when you're giving up on. Like, that's not the solution. And you have to stay in a solution mindset. What I think I could have done instead was say to 6 or 7 of the subcultures, I'm not going to come around you anymore. I'm going to keep my distance. But I don't think that would have made sense, because I have some life to live. And when you make a choice in life, you don't give up. Even if you raised your son bad, or say you didn't show up in your son's life until 15, you don't say, well, I'm just not going to be a dad. I don't get to say, well, I'm not going to be Black.
Right.
I'm going to just
stop that.
And people have done it. I don't mean to be silly, but people have said, you know what? I'm going to be not Black. And we kind of know what that looks like. I don't, I'm being silly. I am very silly, but I think you know what I mean. God made me with this skin color and gave me the opportunities to fail that he gave me for a reason. And my only choice is to grow or die.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And and I was telling you earlier, Chrisette, you have a very unique gift. And when God blesses you with a gift and a talent that you have, that you're so amazing as a powerhouse vocalist, as a songwriter, that's a ministry that you have. You don't get to give up on that, because you owe the world that gift that God has blessed you with. You can't walk away from that. I don't care how many people say you're canceled, we don't love you, I don't like you anymore. You have an obligation.
Yeah, and that made me mad, because there's this place I have called the prayer closet.
Yeah.
And I would go in there, and these songs would come, and I would get so aggravated. I would say, God, at all times, why would I be writing a song right now? No one wants to hear it. And it was one song after the next. So I said, you know what, God? I'm going to make an album to myself. And this album is going to be so I can listen to it. And I just started recording from the beginning. From, 4 years ago, I just been recording nonstop.
Wow.
And suddenly, a year ago, I wrote this song called Wait. And I said, oh my God, this one's not for me. I knew it wasn't for me because I didn't write it. It just fell on me. It just fell on me, and I had to record it as fast as possible so I wouldn't forget it. So, oh my God, this message is for other people. And I got really scared. I said, God, you're gonna have to give me the if it's a strategy or the market. I don't know God, how are you gonna release this song? You know, like, do you have a record label? You know, and so I wrote it. I recorded the song 7 times because I wanted to record it just how I heard it. And every time I recorded it, sounded different than the last time. So just this morning, we put together the single cover for this song, and I'm going to release it. But I'm telling you, I can't believe that I want to sing the way I do. I can't believe it. So I know that it's bigger than me who's singing.
Absolutely.
For sure.
It is. It's absolutely bigger than you. You have an obligation. And, you know, when we have these gifts, we don't nurture them, we don't grow them, we lose them.
Yeah.
We save that for somebody else, but you have that obligation. There's no way you can sit down on what God has blessed you with.
No, because he'll keep bugging you. He'll keep tapping you. Like,
yeah, absolutely. You can't walk away.
You songs.
You know, even what I do, Chrisette, and we've always been friendly with each other. I love your parents. Your parents are wonderful people. You're a beautiful person, you know, so I don't believe in cancel culture. We don't get that. We don't get that. We don't have that. So, you know, I wanted to say to you that, you know, and I told you this, you're just so positive to me that I just wanted you to share what it is. So how, and I think this will really help somebody dealing with something right now, all the mental health issues and things that we're facing, anxiety, depression. How is it that you're able to move from such a place to be such a positive person now?
I don't have no other way to say it except this. I study the mind of Christ, and I repeat his thoughts to my mind and to myself until they become my thoughts. So I find the mind of Christ in the Bible. And whether I'm reading what God said to Moses or to Abraham or to anybody in the Bible that was positive, I write that over and over sometimes. I read it over and over sometimes. I read Bible stories and look at victorious war stories and all of these different types of miraculous outcomes in the Bible. Stories where people are healed, stories where he made water into wine, just stories where he made fish that started off as 2 pieces be able to feed 5,000 people, just all of the miraculous stories.
Yeah.
And create my mind from those miracles, because you can always imagine a negative outcome. But God imagines outcomes that we can't even fathom.
You can't.
So I practice his imagination by reading his stories. I practice his imagination by saying what he says to myself. I practice God's imagination. That's really the key. Because my imagination is very interested in practicing all the time. You're not going to make it. You're going to catch corona on Thursday. Cover your mouth. You know, you're in your house coughing. My chest. Y'all should have seen me in the house. I said, oh my God, I have pneumonia. No, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't sleep. I might have had corona. People in my own family have passed away. I'm saying, well, if auntie's not here, I don't need to be either. Like, these thoughts are horrible.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
They're not good for me. They're not helpful. You know what I'm saying? So I practice God's imagination regularly.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. When those thoughts come to you, because sometimes we tend to pay those thoughts the most attention. It's always the negative. And I can attest to this, because I'm going to tell you this. I used to read emails that came to the radio station, right? Everything, it could be a million of them that would be positive. But it would be one that said, I hate you, I don't like your voice, and blah, blah, blah. And I would focus on that one, and it would anger me. So how is it that we escape from thinking with the negative thoughts and paying those thoughts attention and really focus on the positive?
Well, studying people and studying audiences and listening as opposed to digesting or taking When somebody gives you words, it's information about them. When somebody gives you words, you have a choice as to whether or not you're going to take them. But first, you got to remember that when they come up with those words, it gives you information about their mind. It does not give you information about you.
Yes.
It gives you information about them. Now that's more therapy. That's cognitive behavioral therapy sessions, you know, every Thursday at 10 a.m. But I have to always remind myself that when somebody's talking to me, I didn't think of what they said. A lot of times somebody says something and all of a sudden we identify with it. You don't have to. It's often, not always, but it's often a better idea to take what they say and let it inform you about them. You mean to tell me the first thing you noticed about me was that my nose is too pointy? You know, that's information about you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
You mean to tell me that my voice is so horrible that you don't ever want to listen to it again? That's more information about you.
Yeah.
That doesn't, because usually you say, oh man, I should probably sing a little softer. Oh man, I should contour my nose. You know, all the stuff we do, as opposed to letting it be information about the other person. So that's my number one kind of like mind trick is to be like, I didn't say that, you did, and it tells me about you, not me.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. But how long does it take to develop that though?
You got to do it all the time. After a
all
while, you got to practice. Life is practice.
Yes.
But after a while, you remember to do it. You know, sometimes, I'll be honest with you. A trigger happens when somebody is hitting at a spot that you haven't healed or forgiven. So if somebody says something to you that they've said many times before and it still bothers you every time, you're having a hard time forgiving them and finding space to exist while they're still alive. Does that make sense? Sometimes we have this big, bubbly, fun person on the inside, or this big, masculine, burly person, whoever, whatever it is, this person that we want to share. And somebody says something and it covers up our light. Unforgiveness is anything that makes you cover your light. Whoever you allow to cover your light is unforgiven, because their only job is to quiet your light. So when you can release people from quieting you, then you can shine, even though they intend to make you dark, even though they intend to cover you. Yeah. You don't have to become dark, but you can be covered and not seen. And those are not the same things. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I hope so. And then the other side of it is, if a lot of times if something hurts us really bad, there's something there sometimes that we just gotta. It's like people used to say, "Oh my God, she gained so much weight," and I'd be like, "Gosh, I sure didn't I? I need to go on a diet." You know, and so I needed to lose weight. I was fat. It hurt bad because it was true. So you know, It's a balance.
But you know what? Yesterday, I was doing this interview yesterday, and I was talking about how necessary haters and naysayers are to your journey. Haters always remind you of things that you're not doing. You know what I'm saying? Remember that time you said you was going to put out that single called wait while we ain't seen it yet? That's a hater. But a naysayer can be a person that really cares about you, but they don't see your vision.
Yeah.
But they're both important to the journey. You know what I mean?
And that's why you got to let information be somebody else's, because a lot of times people mean well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, a lot of the people who were the most venomous really just couldn't understand what happened to my sister. Like, I thought we was cool, Chris. I really feel that way. I know that sounds crazy, like I should be so mad or whatever, but some people were genuinely hurt and felt like I thought she was with us, Chris. And they couldn't understand why I made the choice that I made, and I couldn't understand why they couldn't understand. It was just, we both couldn't understand each other, and so they became outraged. So a lot of it people did just want to understand, Chris, what was you thinking? I hear you.
Yeah. But, you know, you talked about forgiveness. Have you forgiven those people?
I had to. Forgiveness for me is the only way I'll be able to release this song.
Ooh.
Because people are going to say they hate it. People are going to say, I hate your voice. People are going to say, they're going to, you know, say, you sang it 4 years ago. So I had to forgive and continually forgive. It's the only way I'll be able to shine my light.
Yeah.
Otherwise, those people will continue to cover me, and I'll be silent.
Yeah.
I don't have a choice.
Yeah, you got to. If you're gonna live, that's gonna be it. That's
Yeah.
that's the choice you got to make.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to fully forgive, because you do realize that there's people that don't forgive.
Yeah, no, there's people that don't forgive, and I think people have a misunderstanding of what forgiveness is. I think people think that forgiving means the person didn't do something wrong.
Right,
It doesn't mean they didn't do something wrong. It means you absolve them of their responsibility for what they did wrong. You know, so no, there's a lot of people who I'll forgive that were very unkind, but I don't need to hold on to that, because it doesn't help anybody get to the next level or to the future. And I have a lot more inside of me.
Yeah, you know, let's talk about this book a little bit, the ebook that you put out.
Oh yeah. So yeah. I was on my way home from Los Angeles, Oakland, California, right before the pandemic. It was like the day before they shut down where I was going. And there was a panic on the airplane. It was packed out, whatever. People had masks, some people didn't. And my band was laughing at me because I was like, guys, chill out. Everything's going to be okay, you know? And they were like, no, freaking, it's not. I'm not going to tell you what they was really saying because they'll get in trouble. But it was just a trip from Oakland to the East Coast. So on the plane ride home, my drummer, who talks too much, is sitting next to me. He's like, what you doing, Chris? And I'm typing at that's the speed of light. I said, bro, I got to write this. People are going crazy. I got to write this. He said, what are you writing? I said, how to hear from God, bro. People just need to hear from God so that they can calm down.
Mm.
We're going home on this flight. I'm showing him what I'm writing, and I'm writing nonstop. And by the time we get off that flight, I had finished this very short personal manual on how to hear from God. And it's not this spooky, right.
It's not.
It's very simple. The point of it is that you don't have to agree with the popular thought of the day. You don't have to have the popular emotion. Fear doesn't have to be your emotion just because it's everybody else's. I wanted people to know that there were other things available, the fruits of the Holy Spirit, peace and joy, even in the middle of something scary.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean it's going to be a time of certainty. It doesn't mean we all know what the outcome is going to be, but you don't have to go insane. You don't have to. You can.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Yeah, so that's free. It's on my website, ChrisetteMichele'sWorld.com. It's no charge. You can make a donation if you like, but that's just my gift to whoever might be able to use it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm glad that you were able to share. And also something else that I wanted to mention, I saw a piece that you wrote, you know, for the brothers and how women would see them in a different light during this pandemic. I got that. I received that. So thank you for that. And yesterday I was just talking about this on another interview that I was doing. Somebody was interviewing me, and I was talking. I was bigging up my wife, who was like my biggest cheerleader. And a lot of the things that I've done with my life is because of her. I probably wouldn't have done it, because she was the one that pushed me and encouraged me to become an entrepreneur with my voiceovers and all that stuff. I probably would have never stopped. So I understood exactly what it meant that you were giving off. But would you explain for those who didn't get the message that was in that piece that you wrote? Can you explain that, what you meant?
A lot of times there's energy in a man And it's not the exact same energy that makes a woman. And we live in a world where comparison makes us compare energies as opposed to appreciate energies.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's important to appreciate masculine energy.
Yeah.
And let your feminine energy be appreciated. That doesn't mean that you have to act a certain way, be a certain way, do a certain thing. But it does mean that it's important that you embrace who you are spiritually, who you are supportively, who you are morally, and that you contribute that truth to somebody else's life for the sake of compatibility.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody takes away from the other person. Nobody's bigger or smaller, better or worse. But there's a support system that lies in you being honest about what you really have the capacity for. Not as a competitor,
right,
but as a friendship, as a union.
Yeah.
That's not small. I didn't do marriage very what's the word?
Well.
Yeah, I didn't succeed, Doc. I was unsuccessful. But right. I do people well, I do friendship well, and I'll never go into what happened in my marriage just because I think love covers a multitude of sin. But at the end of the day, I am a big advocate for women being happy about their energy.
Yeah.
And enjoying it and letting a man enjoy that.
Somebody said,
did that make sense?
She said, me neither. You okay?
Oh my goodness. You know, I wanted to say I failed. I kept telling my therapist, I said, I just can't seem to cry about it. Well, what is missing? I wanted to say, people want to say, you didn't fail. No. I did. And if I did, then I can learn why I failed and I can go and fix that. But if we keep saying, no, you were perfect, you're wonderful, you're the best, I'm not going to get it.
You ain't fixing nothing. We're not being honest.
No.
Hey, that kind of reminds me of your song, Blame It On Me. Say it's my fault. Just say it's over.
Look, it's about the same guy. But it's the truth, man. It's the truth. I'd rather do the work than keep calling you a piece of work so that I don't have to work. Like, I'll just go do the work.
Wow.
I'd rather do that. Yeah.
You think
because I can't change nobody else.
You can't. They've already been raised. When you get married, you merging two worlds together.
They don't tell you that.
Yeah.
Chrisette Michele wrote a wonderful song, said you can't raise a man. That lyric is profound. Mm-hmm. I would have never known if she didn't tell me.
I'm going to ask you this, because you said you were in that prayer closet and all those songs start hitting. So I'm quite sure when we hear some more music from Chrisette Michele, this stuff going to be deep. Because you done lived a lot of life. You know what I mean?
One thing I never wanted to do was share my personal relationship with Jesus Christ through song.
Wow.
I'm not going to lie to you. I always felt like that was sacred, that was private, that was personal. It's the only thing I have to keep me from falling. So if I give that to the world, what am I going to have left for myself? So when, and it is now, time came to put new music out that spoke about my relationship with God, the first thing I said was, well, I got to make sure I have a whole lot more God for me. Like, I almost felt like being selfish and saying,
right.
But the truth of the matter is the more I wrote to give, the more he poured into me. The more I showed my friends the music, the more friends I made in music. It was this very strange law of reciprocity that I had never practiced before. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty impactful, I think.
Yeah, and look at it. Look how this conversation just went full circle. I told you the purpose of this conversation was to be positive and to give blessings to somebody else from the life that you have lived. And look what you just said. See how that worked out?
Yeah. No, I mean, and apparently that's how it works out. I haven't lived long enough to find that out.
Yeah, but we're supposed to share. We have an obligation to share. You don't just get blessed to keep it to yourself. We're supposed to pass it on. I see a whole lot of people asking when is some new music coming. Oh,
so I'm gonna post the single on Monday. So you can go to my Instagram and it'll be available for pre-sale on Monday. It's called Wait. I don't even want to say I'm stoked. I'm just curious what God is up to. Because I never did this before.
Shoot, man, I know this is gonna be good. You got me all excited.
Yay.
Can you I'm gonna ask, you can say no, but I see people saying, can you sing a little bit of it? Can you give a little sneak peek?
Yeah. So I'll sing the pre-chorus. It goes, I may not see what's far ahead. I see a light right where I step. Wherever you lead, I'll find rest. I'm blessed. And I may not know the other choice. At least I'm sure I know your voice. God, I am yours, oh, I need peace. I heard it's on the other side of disease. And it's on the other side of the season. So I'm letting go my human reason to lean on Jesus. I know he will guide us and lead us. It's not his desire to mistreat us. If we aren't careful, we'll speed the process. So I'll wait.
Yeah, I got to give it up. I got to give it up. I got to give it up. Ooh, I love it. Look at the hearts going up. That's magical. I saw Biz Markie. Shout out to Biz Markie.
Hi.
Shout out to Shalik in the building. I saw Shalik come in. Hello. I want to give people an opportunity to ask you some questions. Let me see what's in this box here. Okay, here's a question from Omega Dean. Do you feel like you get treated differently in the music industry because you're a woman?
In the hip-hop space. But that's another place where I've accepted my feminine energy and I've lent it to the male energy. And so, yes, I do feel like I get treated differently as a woman in the hip-hop space, but I feel like in the hip-hop space is a place where voices like mine marry masculinity.
I like that. I like that. Somebody just said you keep the plants alive, girl.
I do sing to them.
You do?
I do.
How therapeutic is gardening for you? Because I know you've talked about going to get your bamboo and all that stuff and how you done planted all around the house.
I'm going to show y'all one of my plants. Just one of them. That's one of my favorites. This is a kiwi. She has long kiwi hair and she grows so fast. And so what's really cool about having plants is that they freaking grow. It's the coolest thing. And every day when you wake up, I have about 20 of them. Every day when you wake up, you look around, you see who's dry, you see who needs a little food, and a leaf is sprouting out of one of them. And another one is asking for light. Like, it's this really cool thing that really helps you to appreciate God in his majesty. It's one of my favorite things.
Wow. So do you name the plants? What's her name?
I do. Her name is Chanel right now, which is my best friend's name, because my friend Chanel is kind of like the kiwi plant. Yeah.
I got two plants that I got from my grandmother's funeral and I call them by her name. I called her my dear. So I said, can you give my dear some water? You know, because you can tell when they need some water when they start drooping. So that's,
yes, you can.
That's the way. Yeah, that way she's always with me, and I keep her alive that way.
I hear you.
Let me see. Here's something else here. I came in right when you said unforgiveness dims your light. I needed that. Thank you.
Thank you.
You preaching. That's like an amen corner right there. All right, here's the question from Cookie. Would you like to collaborate with any particular artist?
Gosh, there's so many. Right now there's a girl, her beautiful voice. Her name is Shantae Khan. I would love to collaborate with her. I knew her since I was 21. Before that, I knew her since I was 18. We sang on a praise team together. And
Oh, wow.
she just blew up in the jazz world. But I would love to collaborate with Shantae. She's amazing.
Nice. So Robo said, tell him about the picture in the back, since I didn't read his question. Man, I ain't got to your question yet. Go ahead.
So this photo, and I have a few of them around my spot, is by a online boutique called Oliver Gal. This is a Black artist, and when you guys go to Oliver Gal, you will see she has a melanin collection of a whole bunch of amazing photos like this that she created. So I'm going to be doing a special giveaway with that in June around my single release.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So stay tuned to my page. Yeah. You might be able to win it.
All right. Oh, you rich. Where's the recipe for that bowl, Chrisette? Your everything is admired.
It's the second to last post on my Instagram. I posted it yesterday morning. He's asking about a chickpea curry recipe I made.
Oh, I saw that with the carrots and stuff in it.
So good.
Lord,
so
let me find out you about to do a cookbook.
Do I have to give that away too? You know, I made a list the other day of all the things I found that I can do for myself during quarantine. And cooking is one of them.
That's all right. So
yeah.
Are you strictly vegetarian?
No, not religiously. I just rather not eat meat, but you know, I'll cook it from time to time. But I just rather not eat it. The other day we was talking about scales on fish. You understand? There's little plastic circles on the outside of fish. That's disgusting to me. I don't want fish. That's nasty. But my brother goes fishing every day.
Hey, look, I noticed some comments. People always talk about how flawless your skin is. Do you do something in particular to take care of your skin?
Thank you. One thing I swear by is vitamin C. Mario Badescu makes a wonderful, inexpensive vitamin C serum that you can put on underneath your face lotion. And then as far as face wash goes, I love anything with like black mud in it. So Glam Glow makes a wonderful red jar of face wash that I use every single night. And I really swear by that as well.
What's the name of it?
So one was Mario Badescu. He makes amazing products, and they're very inexpensive. That's kind of my favorite thing about them. So you go on Mario Badescu, look up all of his stuff, and just get what suits you for your face. You won't spend more than $50 for like 5 or 6 things.
So that'd be good for my face too. I don't just have to be woman skin to do it.
No, it's everybody's skin, and that's a good question, because you know they make a lot of stuff that is for different types. You know, you grow hair on your face and things like that. So they make, but Mario Badescu makes stuff for everybody. But yeah, Glam Glow.
Help me grow my hair back. I just want to get a shape up one more time.
They said neem oil works for that. I put that in my plants too.
Are you serious?
That's what I heard.
Neem
or you
oil?
could just go to my stylist.
What's it called? Neem oil?
Yeah, Neem.
Look at me writing. Neem oil.
Yeah.
I'm about to look that up. So we supposed to rub it on your head?
Yeah, I think you massage it into your head. Yeah.
Okay. I had me a book in no time. Don't say nothing when I show up with a head full of hair. Shoot. Oh, here's a good question right here. Have you discovered any new talents during the pandemic?
Hi, Amina. You know what? I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have a lot of hidden talents that I just don't show. And one of them is belly dancing. I'm a really good belly dancer. I really am. So I'm so tempted to go on TikTok and belly dance, but I'm scared. I'm scared.
You might as well put it on out there. Do something.
I put out so much already. You know, one other thing I found out that I didn't know is that I'm not as afraid as I thought I was to talk. I was petrified to go on IGTV and anything live. I didn't know that I was comfortable in front of Instagram the way I am.
Yeah,
that's something I learned. I didn't know that.
Really comfortable. I mean, like, I'm sitting there like, wow, look how she can go. And, you know, I talk for a living and I can't do it. I don't feel that comfortable yet. I just started doing it like a few weeks ago. But I do enjoy it, though. I have been having a lot of fun, you know, especially with all the people that I know, like my friends like you.
It's a lot of fun.
It is.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, because we don't have a way to connect. I was just telling my sons, I said, man, I don't know when in the world I'm going to get back in the studio to be able to do another interview.
Yeah. They're planning shows. Some promoters are planning them just online. Some promoters are planning them in the venue with half the audience, and the rest is broadcast. So they are planning shows back up. That's a little.
Yeah, I was looking at your calendar earlier. You had some stuff like planned for July, right?
I have stuff planned from July through December. It was about 15 shows. And they just keep one at a time saying, psych, not July, November. So I would just keep putting out songs. I mean. Yeah,
it's you in that space. Let's see what else we got. Robo said you got to debut that belly dancing now. She ain't going to do that now.
No, sirree. No, sir.
What's up, Amina Butterfly? Amina
Hi,
Butterfly.
Amina.
Let me see. Oh, he already said, tell me about the picture behind you. We already talked about that. What else we got in here? Okay, here you go. I've studied jazz most because of you. Wait a minute. I have studied jazz most because of you. Who are your top 3 jazz artists?
I can't just say 3, but I'll say 3 that I'd love you to study since you study jazz. Study Sarah Vaughan's Send in the Clowns, if you haven't already. Study Art Blakey's 3 Blind Mice. It's mandatory. And when you study it, listen to the drum beats and learn the drum progressions from the beginning of that album to the end. Like know those drums from the top to the bottom. Be able to tap out the drums from the top to the bottom. This is me, teacher. Sorry.
Right. I hear it, girl. Come on, music class.
Yes, and then get familiar with what it means to tastefully be flat. Don't stop calling people flat and sharp. Listen to Billie Holiday. She was flat all the time. And Ella Fitzgerald was sharp all the time. Tune your ear to understand when to use flat and sharp and when to be right in the middle of the note. So Billie and Ella helped me to celebrate tonality.
Wow. Come on, music teacher. You got to add another day to the list now. I saw somebody asking, are you going to continue the Bible study with your aunt?
Yeah, so I'm working on something that I'm really excited about. I was working on this before I was putting out this new single, and so I halted it for a second. It's called The Sistership. I started something called The Sistership about 3 years ago, and it had hundreds and hundreds of people join it, and it was really, really exciting. But then when everything happened with my with me moving out of the house I was living in, I stopped it for a second. So long story short, The Sistership is starting back up, and there will be Bible study in there. So stay tuned to my social media. I am so excited to relaunch The Sistership.
That's good. Now you can do belly dancing classes. You can do
cooking show. Belly dancing, cooking, yoga, all of that will be in The Sistership.
And a music class. Come on now, give it up. Here's a good question for you. How do I discipline myself to live a healthy lifestyle during this time where I eat out of anxiety? Wow.
Get all the fun snacks. You got to get all the fun. Y'all want to see my snacks? I got all the. Hold on, let me get 2 snacks. Hold on. I'm going to just get 2 fun snacks.
2 fun
snacks. I be having the snacks, y'all. Ooh, wait.
I got snacks. All right,
I'm going to show y'all 3 fun snacks. Now, you can eat all 3 of these snacks. It's only 300 calories for all 3 of them. First, we got baked veggie puffs.
Veggie puffs, okay.
Just like cheese doodles, except they green.
Nice crunch, okay, nice crunch.
Nice crunch. Then we got Lily's milk chocolate baking chips. These are sugar-free baking chocolates. Tastes just like chocolate. Watch how they melt in my mouth. Out of here.
Let me add one. Put one in my hand.
And then the last one, so delicious, dairy-free ice cream sandwiches. 100 calories, so sweet because they made out of coconut milk.
Oh.
So good. 300 calories, and I ate for like 15, 20 minutes because we get bored.
Yeah, right.
We get bored.
And that's when that good snack could come in.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to Dr. Ian Smith a couple of weeks ago, and we was talking about snacking. So he was talking about the difference between appetite and being hungry.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes when those little things, little appetite thing come on, he said if you wait like 15 minutes, it'll go away.
Yeah. Or drink some water.
Right, drink some water. So he was talking about all these snacks that you could prepare, like watermelon and feta. Man, that take too long. You know, you just want to go grab something when you feel.
Well, I do. I always have my week's pot of food set. So I cook a big 1-pot meal every Monday or Sunday, and that's always in the fridge waiting. So because the hardest for me is dinner time. Dinner time, I'm kind of ravenous. I've worked all the way until 5. I make myself work from 9 to 5, and at 5 o'clock, I'm so hungry. I just want to eat anything. So I make sure that my dinner is prepared for the week.
Oh,
I do that. Yeah.
That's nice. So when you say work from 9 to 5, what exactly are you doing all day long?
So I start off with motivation and meditation. So that's about an hour. But after that, it's really answering a lot of emails, scheduling things like interviews and any type of PR that's going to come with, say, for instance, the single or stuff that we're doing with the shows. It's making sure that that I'm creating content. So around, you know, when you do a music release, you're editing content, and creating content. So you're calling your editors and saying, I'd like this to have sepia on it, or let's create a vision board for this. We're putting together some music video treatments, Derek Blanks and I, so we go back and forth with that. So a lot of it's creative, but the bulk of it is emails. And when you're a singer, you really kind of have 6 businesses, not just one. So you have, you know, the music and all that type of publishing stuff. Somebody bugs you about publishing at least every day. They don't mean any harm, but they do. And you know, it's just a bunch of different things. Performances, which is, you know, that's a whole team. There's a team for that. But a lot of it really is more of the collaborative efforts, like an interview where you're dealing with another creative individual and making sure you guys are on the same page for what you're working on. So I just it's just dotting I's and crossing T's. There's a lot of that when you run 6 small businesses. Right.
You know? So does it fill up the day every day, or do you find yourself just kind of lax sometime? I'm gonna take me a nap.
No, I do not allow myself to take a nap because I like to sleep for 7 to 8 hours straight. But nice. I do stop to work out every day. So I give myself a lunch break and I give myself a workout break because I'm in charge, so I can have breaks.
Go do the boss, baby.
Boss. But no, I work out every single day. I've lost 11 pounds over the quarantine season.
Really?
Yeah, I have.
Wow, I'm probably the opposite. I probably done gained about 11 pounds.
Everybody says they gained about 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, the quarantine 15, they're calling it.
Oh, God. It's terrible.
Crazy, right? Terrible. But at least we'll all come out not knocking anybody else because it'll be like, hey, we all gained 15 pounds. It's no big deal. They'll think that I gained 15 pounds, but whatever.
Except for you, right? Working out, losing 11 pounds.
I have ADHD too, so I got to put my energy somewhere. I'm very hyperactive.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man. I got the countdown up here, so I just want to say thank you. This has been a treat. Thank you for accepting my invitation, and I'm quite sure a lot of people have been blessed by this. So the new single, Wait, is going to go up for pre-order on Monday on your website. Monday.
Yep, you'll see it on my website. You'll see it on my Instagram, everywhere. So just follow me, guys, if you aren't already.
That's right. And follow me, too, for those who are just meeting me for the first time, at Cayman Kelly on Instagram. This is lovely. I think Neo's going to stop by tomorrow. I'm going to chat with him.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
I'll stop in and say hello.
Do that. I'd appreciate it.
All right.
I love you, sis.
Thank you. I love you back.
And tell your parents I said hello, would you please?
I certainly will.
Absolutely. Have a good night, dear.
All right. You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.